Welcome back to NHL Tonight. Lindy Ruff adding another bullet point to his already extensive NHL career resume as the new head coach of the New Jersey Devils, 19th coach in franchise history. He's been a head coach for 19 years, splitting time between Buffalo and Dallas, sixth most NHL coaching wins at 736. Most recently on the bench as an assistant coach for the Blue Shirts, not too far away from where he now resides behind the bench over at the Rock. Lindy Ruff joining us now on NHL Tonight. Lindy, first off, congratulations on the new job. How was this process maybe different during the circumstances we find ourselves in from the processes you've gone through before?
Well, definitely a very extensive process with, starting in late March and not knowing where the season was going to go or if we were going to continue the season. So, when you look at this process, it was definitely strange. It's something that wasn't common, but it was something at the end that turned out well.
Coach, we know this is early, but you're looking at this Devils roster and you look at the future of this team. What things excite you as a coach coming in here and standing behind the bench?
Well, a great young group of players that, for me, when I look at it, have a lot of potential. There's a lot of upside. I think the base is there. It's a hard process. I think we as a group saw some flashes here late in the season. A great young goaltender stepped in even late and played really well. And I think in today's game, you need two goaltenders. So there's a lot of pieces there. It's just going to be putting them together.
When you put your fingerprint on this system and this new team, based on what you saw behind the bench this year in New York, how do you want the Devils to play this year? Any differently than they had played, or what do you foresee for their system coming up?
I see for us is trying to prove in the puck possession category. Our play through the neutral zone, trying to deny entries by the other team, and trying to get possession entries going into the other zone, I think is very important. And then once we're inside the offensive zone, trying to win that zone time battle where we could be a team that maybe could edge out the other team by puck possession and using all five players in the offensive zone, which I think was really a huge strength for us with the Rangers this year.
Before you actually coach a game behind the bench for the Devils and you aren't allowed to say any good things about the Rangers, can you talk about maybe this season, what you saw? If you were to state the case of why a player like Artemi Panarin or even Mika Zibanejad could be up for the Hart Trophy, can you sell it to us? What did you see?
Both players played great. I think again, Mike, it's a combination of, we were a five-man offense. We had three or four very dangerous defensemen that really helped with the offense. I think at the end of the year we finished close to, or we might have been the top offensive group from the back end. And I think a lot of today's game is getting your defensemen involved with a four-man attack. I think some of the puck movement that we had was, and playmaking was, second to none a lot of the nights. But when you have two players like Panarin and Zibanejad, you've got two elite players that really know how to play the game on the offensive side of it.
That takes me to something else, because I'm thinking back the years when you were in Buffalo and you had some of those great teams. I feel like you were kind of one of those first guys that was really pushing for those D to get involved. How important is that, especially nowadays, but even back when you were in Buffalo, you had those great offensive teams, and those defensemen always seem to be a part of it.
Well, I think it makes it extremely tough on the other team when your defensemen are involved, when the fourth man's involved, sometimes the fifth man. When you create some motion in the offensive zone, even if the Buffalo team was, I think, the stepping stone to that, I think the second part of that was when you look at the Dallas team and the depth we had up front and some of the offensive defensemen we used back there and had a lot of success. So, there's no denying that we have to play really well on our own end, that it has to be a backbone for us. But I think on the offensive side, we can be a creative team.
What do the next couple of weeks look like for you off the ice? Teams preparing to get underway here for Phase 3 and Phase 4. The Devils not one of those teams, but what does preparation look like for you for the upcoming season?
Well, I mean, initially it's getting familiar with all the staff. I've said that I'm going to start from the inside out, so that'll be talking to the existing coaches that are there, putting a staff together, that'll be step one. I think step two will be trying to reach out to all the players and becoming familiar. We have a lot of time, and I think I'm going to use that time to get to know players, get them to realize what to expect for this coming season, and then just move forward.
Well, we are moving forward on this show, too. Lindy, thanks so much for your time. We certainly appreciate it. Congratulations on the new job, and we look forward to seeing you behind the bench in New Jersey at the start of next season.
Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to it, too. Thanks for having me on.
All right, anytime.